Listening to native speakers speak the language has many important advantages. You can hear the language being spoken at the actual speed, the intonation, and the proper pronunciation. Listening activities or games add an element of fun to the learning process, which keeps students interested. It allows the students to retain more information. Also, students are exposed to many different accents from all over the world. Hello everyone, I'm Eric from Educute, and today I'm going to share 10 listening activities you can use in your classroom. If you need some listening files to use in the classroom, I've added 2 great links to websites where you can find listening resources. The first one is Randall's ESL Listening Lab, where you can find resources for all levels. The second is called Listen a Minute, when you just want short audio clips to use with your classroom. Okay, let's jump into the 10 listening activities you can use in your classroom. Let's get the most commonly used game out of the way. The students are restless and you don't know what to do. You turn to Old Faithful. Simon says. Simon says, touch your ears. Simon says, rub your head. Simon says, turn around, jump up. You're out. Kids love this game because it gets them active. You can also up the listening factor by saying, Simon says, touch something starting with the letter A. And students have to run around the class and find something that starts with the letter A. You can also do rhyming and different things. It is only up to your own imagination. But this is a great one to use. I'm not adding it to the 10. I'm just reminding you of this fantastic game to use for listening. Number 1. Dictogloss is a simple activity to use for advanced learners. The teacher tells an interesting story to the students and they have to memorize it. After that, you put them into groups and they have to retell the story using their own words. After that, you can break them up and make new groups and they have to retell the story in those groups. A good idea is to record yourself when you tell the story the first time to show them the original at the end. This is a fun activity because students practice their listening skills and they learn how to substitute different words and keep the meaning intact. Number 2, musical chairs. All the students stand up and you ask them one question. Then you play the audio. As soon as the students hear the answer, they have to sit down. The last one to sit down loses. What they can also do is they can do an activity like walk like a zombie or bounce like a rabbit. And as soon as they hear the answer, they have to stop. This is just a fun thing to keep students busy and also focus on listening. Number 3, listen and throw. Split the class into teams and hand each team a different colored paper. Students roll it up into balls, which they will use to answer with. In the front of the class, you put 3 bins, A, B, and C. Then you play the audio, and as soon as the students hear the answer, they have to throw the ball into whichever answer it is. It doesn't matter that they win or lose, they actually do something active, which is great. You can also do a different activity where you have a ball. You ask a question and then you throw it to a student. When they catch it, they have to answer. They ask a question, throw it to a friend, and you send it around the class. That means that the students have to actively listen to the questions and be ready to catch. If you have a really big class, split it into different groups so that students have a better chance of participating. Number 4, minimal pairs hold up. Something that is particularly difficult for ESL students is listening to the difference between words that sound the same but might be written a little bit differently. These are words like leave, live, feel, fill, 3, tree, fit, feet, etc. So there's a great game you can play. Have a set of cards printed out for all these troublesome words. Divide the class into 2 teams and let them line up. You will say the word, and then one student in the front from each team has to quickly find the card and lift it up. You can also make it a little bit more difficult by using the word in a sentence, and then they have to search around, pick up the card and show it, and their team gets a point. These days we have access to fantastic books that were written for a younger audience and English learners. Have students listen to an audiobook or a story. Then they have to write a book report, they can do a presentation, or they can give a summary of each chapter. I did another video on classic book series that you can use with younger students or with English learners that you can see over here. Number 6, movie vocabulary. Find a movie clip and watch it for interesting vocabulary that you write down. Then make a list of all these interesting words that you can hand to the students. While they're watching this video clip, they have to check what words they hear. Afterwards, you can discuss it with the students to find the meaning and use it in sentences. Another fun thing you can do is they can reenact some of the scenes from this video clip. Number 7, telephone. I had this game in my speaking activities video too, which you can see here. Create 2 teams and then pick 2 leaders. The rest of the students have to close their ears, and you can play music in the background so that they don't listen. Then give each leader a sentence that they have to tell the rest of their team. Then they tell each person and it goes around, and at the end they reveal what the final sentence is. You can also record your sentences before you show it to the students. Number 8, crowdsource a monster or picture. So pick 2 students, they go to the front of the class, to the board, and then they have to draw a monster according to what the rest of the class tells them. So you can ask, how many hands does it have? How many eyes? How big is it? Is it tall? Is it short? And then they have to draw the monster according to all the students shouting out their ideas. Or another idea is you get 2 students, they look away, you draw something on the board, a scene of something happening, take a picture of it with your phone and then erase it. The 2 students come in and then the rest of the class has to direct them what to draw, and then afterwards you can compare it to the original. This is a really fun game and very easy to do in class if you don't know what to do and you've got some time left. Number 9, song gap fill. Songs are a great way to engage reluctant learners. So why not use the most recent pop song? Give each student or pair of students the song lyrics with some missing words. Students listen to the song and they have to write in the correct lyric. To make it easier, you can have a box with a list of missing words at the top of the page. Play the song and pause if necessary. The aim is for the students to fill in the missing words. At the end, you go through the song and you see which students have all the words correct, and you can also go over the meaning of these words. And the final activity, number 10, step by step. Another important listening skill that students must develop is learning how to understand step-by-step instructions. Hand students a city map and give them instructions how to find a certain place. They can also do it with their friends to find different locations. Or students have to bring a recipe for a meal that they read to a partner, and the partner has to write down step by step what they have to do. They can also repeat it back to the person who read it. Okay everyone, I hope you get to use these games in your classroom, but before you go, here are a few things you need to consider when doing ESL listening exercises in your class. Keep your class in order. If there's chaos, the listening activity won't work. So make sure that the students are calm, they're listening, and then start with the activity. Keep the exercises simple and easy. When students don't understand what is expected of them, or the activity is too complicated, they won't enjoy it and the activity will be a failure. Have real life conversations. The whole idea behind using listening activities is for students to hear real life talk to help them, because learning is only important for us if we can make it real to ourselves. And the last one, start with a clear accent. Students first need to understand the language and learn the basics. After that, you can expose them to all these beautiful accents out there in the world. Okay everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and also if you have some listening activities that you use in your classroom, please put them in the comments below. I'm Eric from Edacute, and I'll see you next time.